We are following several breaking news stories for you tonight, starting with that massive 4-alarm fire on the city's south side, sending smoke into the air, and it can be seen from miles all around the city.
This is happening on Marion Road. We have Chopper 4 live over the area. We have complete team coverage for you tonight. Hattie Hawks, Beth Del Ponte are live on the ground there. Let's start with Hattie. Hattie, what are you seeing right now?
Well, we got a lot of smoke flying through the air right now, and a lot of people trying to take shelter. Plumes of smoke still flying through the air after an hour and a half after this fire was called in. We see a lot of recyclable material floating through the air too. Plastic bags, different things of that nature, and a lot of people warning us to cover our faces. That's why I've got this mask on. We've actually talked to a lot of people here on the block. A man nice enough to come out here, and he gave out a couple masks for some people. He noticed there was a lot of coughing going on. There are a lot of people kind of just trying to turn away from the wind, but with it going in so many different directions, the smoke is really everywhere at this point. Even miles away, we're hearing reports of that. I was just talking to a gentleman who is sitting on his front step, and he's really just been sitting there trying to learn what was happening, going in, watching our live reports, and then coming out with his face mask on just to check on us and making sure that everybody else is covering their face. The smell is very strong. It's expected to be smell for miles, hard for people to breathe. It's very hot. You can see a good whiff of what's floating through the air right now. Those are particles of debris from what appears and sounds to be some kind of explosion. Now, that's according to people who are down here on the ground and heard what was going on. We've had a lot of people saying that they heard some kind of pop, 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 only to turn around and then see that this building was up in smoke, fire just shooting from it. And of course, we've been talking to Steve Martin from Columbus Fire, and he's just telling us that they are really dousing it with water right now, trying to get it down. They have reports of multiple fires inside of that one building, and we have seen a lot of people standing out here. I even saw a child not long ago sitting here. He was without his parent. So just a reminder right now, if you're living in the area, to make sure that you bring your people inside if you can. He didn't have a mask on, and we were worried for his safety, so we said, I think it's smart if you go home, and he listened. He went home. So just remember those safety precautions, just as we are out here on the scene working to get more information. But for now, we're going to send it in back to you. I'll be back with you in the next few minutes.
Much, Hattie.
Thank you, Hattie. We're going to go over to Beth Del Ponte. She's also on the south side there. And Beth, I know you've been talking to firefighters and the battalion chief. What have you got for us?
Well, I can tell you this is not a situation where you want to be outside, Colleen. I want to move out of the way. It's a bit of an eerie scene. I'll tell you, it's something else. There's obviously lots of smoke. There's ash in the air. You can maybe see the wind affecting the flagpoles out here and the flags that are flying, and then a little bit of sun mixed in. It's kind of hazy looking and a little bit difficult to breathe, to be honest. We were speaking with Battalion Chief Steve Martin, getting up to date on the situation. You know, this all began about 4:25. The good thing out of all of it at this point is there are no injuries. Products on the outside of this West Rock Recycling Center have been burning, though, for quite some time now. We are talking about paper, wood, plastic, rubber, paints, and we're told this will burn for quite a while. Again, in the grand scheme of things, I asked Battalion Chief Steve Martin kind of how big this fire is, and he said it is huge. This is a 4-alarm fire. Crews are busy handling it, and then water is an issue as well. So certainly folks who live in this area will experience some water pressure issues. Plan for that. The other advice, stay inside, stay out of the smoke, that any amount of smoke can be dangerous. We are hearing, though, there have been no evacuations, so that's certainly some good news. But again, we are seeing some residents who are milling about, and they are asking that you stay inside. To give you an idea of where we are, Marion Road and Linwood Avenue, we're getting a pretty good look here at this smoke rising from this gigantic fire here, again, that got underway about 4:25. Again, no injuries. Fortunately, we have not heard of any firefighters being injured at this time. I was told by Battalion Chief Steve Martin that the fire was completely on the outside. So fortunately, we're not getting word of anyone inside and getting hurt as a result of this. Certainly, we're going to stay out here and bring you the latest information from all angles. We've been on Facebook Live as well, so you can watch us on Facebook. We'll be giving you updates there and, of course, on the air. For now, though, back to you.
Alrighty. Thanks so much, Beth. Of course,